Hey, we're back. We're back with more showing off the Ele-mon.
Finally.
And we have Screaming Goat to give us motivation, I guess.
Was that on the recording or no?
No, it was not.
Okay, thank goodness. Before you said that you were so lucky that didn't make it on recording, and then I hear that we have the screaming goat to keep us company, and I'm all like, oh gosh, didn't make it on the recording. No.
No. No, it's okay. Anyways,
What have I done?
we've left off on entry number 32. So,
Smoke copy. So shall we continue on?
yes, as I click the next button, click the next button,
Bum bum bum. Stampion. I don't know what I did to get this.
Well, I wasn't the one that made this Ele-mon, so...
Yeah, I don't know what I put into the AI art generator to get this. But this is Stampion. I really liked the shape. I thought it was cool. And, so yeah, Stampion. The stamp Ele-mon. It's stone neutral. The shape of the stamp on Stampion is shown to be the inspiration for many stamps and seals of ancient civilizations. If you take a look on the gray circle...
This thing?
There's like a little, there's like little mountain kind of things. I just thought that was cool, and I'm like, yeah, this could work. So if you look at the top left and right corners, you see like the kind of eye shapes. Those are its eyes.
Yeah, when
Its eyes
I
are just
first
kinda
saw this
closed.
Ele-mon, I didn't even notice those were the eyes. I just thought it didn't have eyes at all, and or like it was not showing its eyes from this position. I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah.
Moveset is Dime Smash, Crush, Rock Block, and Jump Splash.
And it also has Hard Rock.
Oh yeah, its moveset is all about like smashing.
If you didn't watch the stream before you're watching this, I highly suggest you go do that.
Well, yeah, because we're starting on entry 33, not entry 1.
You might want to go watch that so you understand the premise of how these work.
Bunsen decided to come by and...
Bunsen.
This
Mousy. Testfield actually helped me with the name for this one. I thought it was really cute. I thought it'd make a really good Ele-mon, but I didn't know what to call it. And so I basically
just
was
made
like,
a
hey,
playoff name.
Give me a name. I was like, hey, give me a name. And he goes, well, it's a mouse, because I put in water mouse or whatever. It goes, well, it's a mouse, but it's the ocean as sea element. Mousy, like mousies, but mousy, and I'm like, oh my god, you're a genius. Sorry, oh my Arceus, you're a genius. And so
that's his name. I don't really know like exactly why I did that, apart from what the reason why you just explained it, but like did I have a second reason? Probably not.
But yeah. It's the sea mouse element, sea element only, has rough water. The reason for Mousy missing legs is uncertain, but it might have to do with the Ele-mon enjoying bouncing on its tail rather than scooting across the land.
It's kind of like a Zerl in a way.
Yeah. I think it's partially what the AI creator used to make that too. You know what I mean?
I don't know. Either way. Yeah, I guess that's true.
Anyways. Moves it can learn.
We have Echo Feedback, Jump Splash, Tail Smack, and then Spin Strike. I don't think I've ever used Spin Strike ever again apart from Mousy, although I could be wrong.
Moving on.
We've got... here we go.
Parleaf. Supposed to be a play on parrot and leaf. Leaf has air enclosed. It is a tropical parrot Ele-mon. It lives in very tropical climates, often are only venturing from its home for food or to find a mate. The feathers on the side of its head are for attracting females. So like the big fan of feathers that you see, the bigger and better the feathers, the more attracted females will be to them. And it's plant and air. The moves it can learn. I'm gonna have you do the moves it can learn.
So we have Sky Return, Rain Shot, Air Break, and Leaf Sword. I just noticed it has two... Like, it doesn't have a variety in moveset. It just has 2 plant-based moves and 2 air-based moves in terms of Air Break, Sky Return, and Rain Shot and Leaf Sword. So that's a whoops.
Well, moving on.
And actually, well, this is range is obviously a ranged move. This one's a melee move. I don't know which ones I have these categorized in. I'll have to look at my notes and stuff.
Aura Sid. For information, aura is or aura like I looked up what is some synonyms for air, and I got aura. So Aura Sid.
I thought it was Ursid, but
And
yeah, I guess. Oh yeah, no, never makes sense. That makes sense.
it has air enclosed, it's magic air, the air bearer Ele-mon.
It
I
used to
thought
be
this is
neutral
kind of
air.
fun. Yeah, but the air magic, the magic, it's magic air, the air bearer Ele-mon. Orsid have small rings on their backs they use to fly small distances. However, when they stock up food during the winter, their bodies are too heavy and their wings cannot keep them airborne. I just thought that'd be funny.
Yeah, and also I just realized it doesn't even get an air. Oh, whoops! It doesn't get an air element move.
No, preview! No, preview! No, you have to go over the moves!
Crush, supercharge, forecast, normal yawn. I know, like I just mentioned earlier, it doesn't have an air element move, so that's a whoops on my part. But oh well.
Moving on.
I'm moving back on.
Okay. So this one,
This has got an interesting name, doesn't it? It's like Havelstream or something.
yes. I named it Havelstream because I thought it looked like a it's like a kind of furry pig that it's very native to Arizona called javelina. And so I thought it'd be fun if it was like a javelina that's like but it's Ele-mon slash Pokemonized, so Havelstream. It has Swift Strike, it's sea magic. The fins on the back of a Havelstream allow it to swim very fast in water. It lives near streams and small ponds. When a fight breaks out, the Havelstream with the brighter colored fur wins. So like the patterns on its stomach and its legs and back, the brighter the colors are, the better it's shown. Basically, the better the Havelstream is in their eyes. So yeah.
It has, ironically, Molstream. It has Light Beam, Sharp Blade, and Tail Smack. Despite the name, it is actually a magic element move, and that's because originally when we were coming up with the elements magic and evil, I suggested that they should be called Light and Dark because Puzzle and Dragons, but then that would have been looked too samey. So, well, according
You
to
said that
Yahtzee.
in the stream.
Oh yeah, me.
Yeah, you said it in the stream where we were going over elements.
Well, hey, now you get a reminder on why I said that.
Moving on to the next one. We have Pansy. It looks a little demented, but I'm gonna make a sprite for it. It's gonna look a lot better. So it has rough water. It is sea neutral. It's the finned monkey Ele-mon. Wave Pansy grow fins on their arms instead of hands. These fins allow amazing maneuverable capabilities, but making holding objects in their arms harder.
A trade-off.
Music and learn.
It has Spike Charge, Strike, Acid Spill, and Drench Press. Funny enough, like, when I was typing in this move, Google kept wanting me to put this in as French Press.
Oh yeah. I remember that.
And I just find it, like...
I remember because when we first figured it out, it was like an autocorrect had changed it or something. And I looked over it and I'm like, hey, test failed. He goes, yeah. I said, what's French press? Why is that a move? And he goes, wait, what the heck? And I'm like, what did you type? And he goes, I typed drench press.
So that was, like, the weirdest moment that happened.
Yeah, for some reason, Google Slides doesn't like drench press. It wants it to be French press.
Which sounds worse, but okay.
It does. I want to know why it's specifically a French press.
Well, probably because drench is like somewhat similarly spelled.
Anyways, moving on.
Let's see.
Garnute. Oh, I like this one. It's supposed to be a mix of garnet and a newt. So garnute. You get it. Has
I thought it was
auto heal.
but that sounds way wrong. Now that I think about it.
Has auto heal. It's stone acid. Garnet grows stone from their backs as natural armor. If the stone breaks, Garnet simply regrow whatever rock is broken. The stone on their backs is often made into expensive jewelry. Also, Stone Newt Pokemon, I think I should mention that. Sorry, not Pokemon, Ele-mon. What the heck?
Yeah,
Moves it can learn!
and the idea for the power auto heal is that it can regrow, just simply regrow the whatever rock was broken. So I was like, huh, that's a kind of fitting power. So yeah, there's a stone structure, acid ring, thorn darts, and imitate. Because it has like rocks and maybe it tries to blend in with stuff. I don't know. That's where I got the idea for that move.
Moving on.
Ooh,
Noctoisin. This
this is
is
actually one of my favorite ones.
This is a favorite of one of our friends. Has storage, which is based off of thing in the description. It's acid air. It's the acid bat Ele-mon. Noctoisin flies over swamps and inside caves. Their favorite food are berries that contain enough poison to kill a human being. These berries are how Noctoisin store their poison, which is how the power storage was created.
Yep, it's just it just stores energy that it releases as a desperation attack when this Ele-mon dies, I guess. Which is weird that we refer to it as dies instead of like faint or something, but it's whatever.
Whatever. Passes out.
I guess because I put that.
Loses consciousness.
Either way, it has Venovite, pretty appropriate, Sky Return, Supercharge, and Range Shot.
So like how it has like little webbed feet, but also like little claws. And don't ask me what the weird line is. Even I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I saw that. I saw that like at one point. I was like, I wonder what that's supposed to be. It kind of reminds me of an Ele-mon we haven't gotten to yet, but it reminds me of an Ele-mon that has a very similar thing that I just don't know why it's there. So in the sprite that I made for it, I actually removed it because it made no sense.
Moving on. Amphibian. This one I didn't know exactly what to call it, but here we are.
And I didn't have a name for it either, so.
Yeah. So Amphibian also has storage. It is the toxic frog Ele-mon and acid evil. Amphibians secrete a liquid poison from their skin. When treated correctly, this poison can be created into medicines such as pain or fever medicines. Don't ask me what the giant black thingy is. I honestly have no idea.
The giant black thing. What? Oh, you mean this?
Yes.
I thought that was supposed to be like a cape or something. I don't know.
I don't know.
Anyways, it has Acid Crater, Ink Bomb, Thorn Darts, and Leaf Sword. Ink Bomb is totally not a skill that exists in Puzzle and Dragons. I don't know what you're talking about.
Ink Bomb is totally not. Just totally doesn't sound like a reference to Splatoon. Orcamare. I really like this one. It has super nature, it's plant magic, the flowering Mustang Ele-mon. If you don't know what a Mustang is, it's a female horse.
And also, it was the mascot of my old school.
While it doesn't look like it, Orcamare's tails are a budding flower. The flower only blooms only 1 week for a year.
Which is interesting. Unfortunately, I didn't really have a good description, so I just kind of had to guess of the moveset, as it has Flower Shuriken, Aqua Beam, Supercharge, and Magic Kick.
Moving on. Road Dog. I like this one too. Has Swift Strike and it's neutral. It's the Squirrel Dog Ele-mon. Road Dog are thought to be related to Calicat as they both have similar features. However, Road Dog are smaller and do not come in multiple variants.
It's interesting because if you look at Calicat's design and Road Dog's design, they don't really their color isn't necessarily the same, but it's whatever. It just has Supercharged Strike, Mine, and Venom Bite.
The chest fur is kind of similar. The chest fur is kind of similar. They have their ears are both
I guess
pointy.
That's true.
Their tails are both circular. They have a different color on the front part of their face and the rest of their head.
But yeah, that's just how it ended up looking like. Ah, this one!
My favorite one! Murby. Has Mysterious. It's air and acid. The Queen Bee Ele-mon. It is uncertain what male Murby look like, as only female ones have been found. It is theorized, however, that the male versions are smaller and have lesser patterns than the females.
Which is interesting. like, is there a reason why you like this thing so much? Or
It's just fun.
I mean, I will say it looks cool, and I'm not sure if you're making a sprite for it yet, but
I did. I showed you it.
oh, then it's just not been added yet. Um,
Yeah.
oh yeah, never mind. Okay, well, anyways, it has Skydash, Acid Spill, Aqua Beam, and Sneak Scratch.
Let me
Um,
say Aqua Beam. It's not Aqua Beam. It's Aqua Beam.
I I don't know. It's like the disassemble thing where it's like I heard it said like that, and I've always said it like that.
Aqua. Ah. Aqua Beam.
I don't know. I mean, I guess in a way this one isn't
Moving
as
on.
bad as disassemble to me, but it's okay.
Moving on.
Okay. Ooh.
Layered Vark. Um. So this one also has Quick Learner. It's Flame Element only, the Fiery Aardvark Ele-mon. Aardvark uses a small golden spot on their bodies to reflect the sun. This helps blind enemies so that they don't get killed.
This is
Uh,
also why it has the move Light Beam. It's
it
like the most
has
fitting
just
move.
straight. It has just straight metal on its chest.
Which is interesting. I did not mean to do that. It's also I kind of like looking. I like looking back at my Elmon, or not my Elmon, just all of the Elmon, and then just like just remembering. Just I didn't realize how much I used Quick Learner as a power that much.
And the moveset.
Oh yeah, Stone Spike, Acid Crater, Fire Rush, and as I said before, Light Beam because it reflects light. So it kind of needs this move. It's like the most appropriate one possible. So in a way, I'm kind of glad I made
Moving
it.
on. Serpenlawn. I'm not very proud of this one.
I mean,
Plant Evil. The grass snake Ele-mon. Serpenlawn are known for camouflaging well with the grass that grows in many people's yards. That says May people's. I need to change that. While they aren't dangerous, Serpenlawn are known to easily scare people.
this is not dangerous. Either way, it
It
does have
also has,
a.
it also has super nature.
Oh yeah, Leaf Sword, Acid Spill, Light Beam again, and Black Hole. I think this is a move that Yahtzee actually made.
Yes.
Even though I think it was
Destruction.
actually mentioned earlier, but I don't know. Either way, I just wanted to mention that.
Next slide.
Oh,
This one! So
here
we
we
haven't
are. So
fully
this is the one
finished
that
this one.
I did not make and Yahtzee didn't make either,
This was one that one of our friends made. And
and it
there's a
still doesn't
card
have a
for
move set.
this. Also, if you're wondering on some of them what the like different colored version is, it's called a gifted form. It's like our rip-off version of Shiny.
uh,
I've
the
made a
funny thing
card
is
for
that
this
we've said that
Ele-mon.
in the stream, so we basically made the exact same mistake, but for two different things.
Sorry. It's
Uh,
fine, it's fine, it's fine. There is a normal version for this card. I made a card for this. There's a normal version of this Ele-mon as a card, and there's a gifted form of this Ele-mon as a card. And the gifted form exists once and was specifically given to the person who made this Ele-mon.
and also, like the fact
They
that there's
made
three pictures is kind of interesting, but that's just
yeah.
because this one was. I think this one wasn't even like made using like the way we made like some of the other Elmon. They were actually. I think this was like hand like digital art made. I'm not sure.
So basically, the process was our friends like, I want an evolution. I said we don't have evolutions because it's not Pokemon, but we have Calicats. And he goes, no, I don't want a Calicat. I wanted something that looks like an evolution. I said fine, and he goes, if I give you AI art, will you make it an Elmon? I said sure. He goes into a random. It wasn't the AI art one. It was a random, just AI like the Pokemon AI art one. It wasn't Pokemon AI art. It's just random AI digital art. And he puts in fairy type evolution and get that. the one on the very left that's not pixel art.
Yeah, this.
And he gives it to me and he goes, can you make something out of this? And I said sure. So I hand drew it, I did a couple of designs, and we agreed that we liked it. And then I made this pixel art and I made the gifted form, and he saw it and he goes, I want a card of this so bad. And I go, I'll tell you what, I'll make you a gifted form of the card. And he goes, yes! And then, but yeah. He accidentally made it a bit broken.
With the power pride.
So basically, Pride makes it so its damage multiplies by 1.5, and it gives its attacks move priority, so it moves fast no matter what. And whenever you get hit. Whenever you
It
get
gets a
hit,
50% attack boost.
which I'm pretty sure is. Hang on, I want to look something up.
Yeah, but I mean, I said this before, but it also doesn't have a moveset because I don't want to make a moveset for an Ele-mon that is special to the person that made it, so I just let them create the moveset, although they still haven't, so.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Okay.
should actually show them like the move catalog that has all the moves in it, so that you can look at that.
So essentially, it's stamina from Pokemon, but attack instead of defense. Because stamina in the Pokemon universe is an ability that is the signature ability of of Mudbray and
Mudstale?
um Mudstale, and it boosts the defense stat by I believe one stage when hit by any attack. When hit by any attack, basically, its defense goes up one hit. And
I
this
wonder
is
how
its
that works for
attack goes
multi-hit
up
moves
when
like
hit.
Fury Swipes.
Yeah. Um. And then, but it also is a move priority. This Ele-mon is known
Yeah.
for its extreme pridefulness. That's it.
uh, and that also doesn't really give me a good way to like make a moveset off of, so that's why I didn't really make a moveset. I will say like this power being broken. Technically, there was a broken power that I had to just straight up cut from, according to people like that one Kip and Krusty Sean. Uh, if you're wondering, I think it was like all or nothing, and it essentially just doubled the damage dealt and received.
Yeah. Moving on. Even I don't know
That
what's
was
next.
an experience.
Badgerette. I've had
It's
I
cute
had
looking.
TG Gaming really liked this one. Um, I also find it funny we haven't fixed the power. Power mysterious.
Oh, yeah. I need to. Why have I not done that?
It's the magical fairy Ele-mon. I love it. It's neutral magic. Magirette are known to dig holes in the ground to live in, similar to Aquaslick. However, these Ele-mon dig holes that serve as permanent homes instead of temporary hiding places.
Didn't really give me that much to work with, but then I still made a moveset in terms of Minin, Hover Ring, Acid Ring, and Echo Feedback.
Cool. Moving on. Wobble Pond. This is one that I actually didn't make with an AI thing. I just came up with a design.
Well, no, I think you tried, and then like it just was not working to your
I
favor, and
kept
then you just.
trying, but it kept giving me things that weren't a platypus. And so I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna freehand sprite this.
And look what
So
you've
this is
made.
what I got. I really like it. It's the stone platypus Ele-mon, sea and stone. Wobble Pond live in swampy waters, and it's believed that the rock appearance of the bill is from mud that has covered it over time, eventually fusing with the Ele-mon. Yeah. That's why
Acid
its
Spill.
bill changes color in the gifted form.
Oh yeah. Well, anyways, Acid Spill, Drench Press, Mine, and Orb Drain. Now I'm thinking about it, I think this is the second time I use Orb Drain. I'm not sure if it's the last time, but I just know it's the second time I've used it. So kind of a weirdly rare move for some reason.
Next slide.
Ooh, I'm looking forward to like the next 9.
Wakequill. The wishing fish Ele-mon. It is sea and magic. It is rumored that if you find a Wakequill and make a wish, it will come true. Wakequill are said to be sacred Ele-mon of the universe.
Now, in terms of like moveset wise, I can't really think of much. So I was like, if I give it forecast, something that's like, I don't know, might be based on wishes. I don't know, what if your wish is like weather related? Forecast seems like a nice move. Same thing with Tsunami. But Flower Shuriken and Light Meme, I just kind of like, I didn't know, so I just kind of.
These will work.
Yeah,
I feel like light beam kind of works because like the little like thing on its forehead, you know.
yeah. But
Anyways, next slide. I am.
so this and the next 9, I think, if I counted correctly, should be all
I
ones that I've made.
will let you describe
So
these ones.
here we go. It's a Blaze Dunk. I'm not actually sure what exactly came to my mind when thinking this. I think it was like on my way home from school. I was like, you know what? I should just make like an Ele-mon because I have not like made one at all. Like I've only like made like the origin of like like 2 essentially. That being Dolphlinian and Sloth the Tree. So like, what if I just like actually make mine completely? And this is what I ended up coming up with somehow.
Personally, I think its gifted form looks really good.
Which I also made this sprite, so I put a lot more effort than I probably should have, but it's okay. It's
Just wait till you see the next one.
yeah.
I
Anyways,
still need to
huh?
in the thingy. I still need to put in the like sprite for one of them.
Yeah. Anyways, fiery punk, sunk Ele-mon. They sunk are normally playful. However, when they're mad or frightened, they defend themselves by using a foul fluid that can also cause a fever. Because they're also flame and acid, so I was like, okay, well that might work. Uh, Moveset has a Scorch Wind, Acid Crater, Mysterious Scent, and Dark Beam. Dark Beam is literally just the opposite of Light Beam. Probably could have guessed that just from the name.
Yep.
It also has storage. And I also decided, hey, let's give it an evolution, not an evolution, a transformation. And here we go. This one, I don't know if I put as much effort as I did with the previous one, but I still try to make a sprite.
I think it looks good.
Anyways, Skundon is Poison Trap instead. It's kind of interesting that I think about it. It goes from an advanced power to a basic power when it transforms. Either way, after transforming, Skundon gain great fighting skills. Although Skundon never used their wings other than intimidation, because it has these wings, but it never actually uses them to like fly for anything. Moveset is Red Magma, Poison Blade, Wing Sword, and then Ink Bomb.
I want to update the slides.
Huh?
You might want to update the slides because I just added the pixel art one for one of them.
The pixel art one? Oh, hold up. And then let's do that.
No spoilers. Good. Okay.
I mean, I can just cut it out of the video.
True.
Alright. I actually mentioned earlier how I said, like, I had, like, there was, like, a little extra feature that I cut out because it made no sense. This is what I meant. Skundon here has, like, I think, like 6 limbs or something. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. No, it has 8 limbs. The original, like, model had 9 limbs, and it just looked weird, so I just cut out, like, one of them. So it has an even 8.
I do think it looks really cool, though.
I actually still have the original models. It's just on a separate slide.
All the way at the bottom.
Yeah.
That's ones that don't even have names yet, which we're not going to get to.
This one, okay. I mean,
I'm working on this one right now.
I didn't put as much effort as I did with like the remaining Ele-mon compared to these two, but it's fine. It's a Turtpeb, it's Quick Learner, Stone Magic, the Turtle Ele-mon. The rock body of Turtpeb is softer when it's younger and toughens as it grows older. The oldest Turtpebs are said to have impenetrable bodies. I actually don't think I made the description. I think it was Yahtzee that made this.
I made the description, and I'm very proud of it.
Anyways, it has a Lockeye Shot, a Blazing Flare, Pebble Cannon, and then Tail Smack. I think Lockeye Shot originally was actually flipped. It was Eye Lock Shot, but I think, I'm not sure why we changed it, but we did. Okay, so next one, we have Benteling. This is also one of those, like, I'm not sure why I made it, but I did. As Quick Learner, Air Evil, the Small Beetle Ele-mon. Benteling flies around searching for flowers to eat. The petals of different flowers help it to take in different nutrients it needs to transform. I don't think I made this description either. Actually, I think the description I made was for Blaze Dunk and Skundon. I think those are the only two, and then like the rest of you made descriptions.
Yeah.
Anyways, Air Break, Sneak Stretch, Mischief Ball, and then Acid Spill. And then it transformed into Baltling, which, like, on a second thought, it kind of looks like Kirby, but whatever.
It does. It's
Uh,
funny because we were playing Smash Brothers earlier today with Krusty Sean and that one Kip.
Yeah. Anyways, Swift Strike. It's a small beetle L1 again. Air Evil. Mentalling are said to be very fast flyers. As they get older, however, they get very slow. So many Baltlings don't get very old. Which I don't understand what that means, I will say.
It means that the slower they get, the more they get killed off basically by predators, so you don't see many old ones.
Okay. It has a Nightmare Punch, Venom Bite, Glide Strike, and Imitate.
We're getting to the fun ones now.
Except for this one. This one I really do not know what I was thinking of when I made this. It's Den Click. It's a bomb Ele-mon, I guess.
It's a bomb Ele-mon or the bomb Ele-mon?
Or, yeah, I guess it's the bomb Ele-mon. No, it's just the bomb.com Ele-mon. Its logo. It's evil and magic, which is actually kind of an interesting, but also kind of terrible, like, element combination, because it means it's both weak. It's weak to both evil and magic. Because of how the elements interact with each other. Anyways, its body is made up of strong metal. When this Ele-mon explodes, this Ele-mon, the metal is strong enough that it doesn't break. So we have Ghost Trick, which again is totally not something from Puzzle and Dragons. I don't know what you're talking about. Anyways, it has Strike, Minen, and Final Power. That's supposed to be Explosion, but obviously not Pokemon.
If you don't tell him it's from there, then he can't be taken down for copyright. Jyflora! It's pronounced Jyflora because English rules. Y makes G sound like a J. I made the sprites for these, and I love them.
I will say, I did not, like, when I was, like, I don't remember what I put. I think I put, like, a piranha or something, and it somehow came out as this, and I was like, you know what? This looks better than what I was trying to get. So, it has Auto Heal, the Dancing Flower Ele-mon, Flame and Plant. The colors of Jyflora's head represent different emotions. When the colors change, that shows that the Ele-mon's emotion has changed. Dancing is how they greet and cheer others up. Which,
basically like Blossom dancing, but cooler.
Also, I would just suggest not to stare into the souls of these two, of the sprites.
Yeah, so in trying to get the color correct, I made Jyflora's eyes, like trying to make it look correct, I made Jyflora's eyes like a little Sonic. We're gonna ignore that and move on.
As it has Flame Sit, Leaf Sword, Vacuum Reverse, and Blinding Light, as I'm not gonna go into any detail of those moves, as we have the next one.
Yes!
Someone's really excited.
If you couldn't tell, I love this line.
Huh?
One of the next two.
Well, anyways. Eel Drip. It has Quick Learner, Neutral Magics, the Undecidable Ele-mon. Eel Drip can transform into two different Ele-mon, but they can never choose a path on their own. So essentially saying is that it has to be in very specific circumstances to transform, which you'll see later. Although I will say its moveset is not the best, it only has Strike, Roly-Poly, Imitate, and Admire. So its only two damaging moves, technically, is Strike and Roly-Poly.
Next one.
This one is I would say the least impressive looking out of the two. Drigan. It has an Ele-mon unique power, even though it's actually on two different Ele-mon, but that's because of how this power works. Rivalry. It does 50% more damage to Ele-mon with this power, so any Ele-mon that has Rivalry, you'll do 50% more damage to it. There's Air Evil. The Chilly Fighting Ele-mon. If an eel drip lives in a colder climate, is more likely to transform into this, Drigan. The scales on Drigan are freezing to the touch. Many have gotten ice burns from touching them, so preferably don't do that.
Basically, if you're wondering what an ice burn is because you're a little child who is new to the world or something, an ice burn is when you touch something so cold, it it burns your hand. This can happen with dry ice, which is made out of purely carbon dioxide, or straight ice from like Antarctica, where it's way below freezing and too cold to touch anything or go without a jacket.
Probably want more than just that. Anyway,
Another thing that can inflict ice burn if you live in like places where it snows is just straight snow. If it's snowing outside and you like fall on your knee or something and it's not covered, it will probably burn
I thought that was like a
because it's cold.
frostbite, but I guess that I don't know.
Frostbite is way worse than ice burn.
Anyways, Skydash, Freezing Wind. Take note of these two moves. These first two moves. Nightmare Punch and Aqua Blade. Why did I say to take note of these two moves? And that's because its second transformation has essentially the exact same moves, but you'll see why as we have Eel Trick here.
I love the pixel art that I made for this. Look at it.
I
Look
like
at
it.
it.
I will need to show
Look at
you
it.
what the original model looked like. Either way, it also has rivalries, so these are the two Ele-mon that have a rivalry with, which is kind of ironic in a way because Eeltrip can transform into both of them, so it has to choose whichever one it wants, I guess. Well, I guess it's kind of dependent on the environment in a way. Air Evil. Wait, I'm pretty sure they're both Air Evil now that I think about it. Yeah, they're both Air Evil. Anyway, Skydash, Magnetic Wind, Burning Metal, and Stone Spike. The Shocking Eel Ele-mon. If an Eeltrip are left in a more humid climate, it's more likely to transform into Eeltrip. Eeltrip forms its own electricity field. Yes, that's an English sentence.
Electric field.
Electric field around itself to ward off enemies. A single shot from the Eeltrip has enough volts to power an entire neighborhood of houses, which is quite a lot of power, just based on that description.
However, it can't control it, so it's not like an electric eel where it just has it all the time.
And, I mean, there is more that I've made, but they're not finished yet, I'll say that. This was not one I made, I'll say that.
I made this one. It says Rapid Splash. It's supposed to be a shark. It looks like a torpedo. It has rough water. It's Sea Evil. Evil Shark Ele-mon. Rapid Splash swim at high speeds to reach their prey. Their bodies are small and thin for faster swimming. Rapid Splash are very bold Ele-mon. They often go for Ele-mon bigger than them.
So its moveset consists of Molestream, Bone Blind, Orb Drain, and Supercharge. I don't know. I'm not sure if you're making a sprite of this or not, but it's definitely like an interesting idea.
Probably get to it.
I mean, it's definitely one of those cases where it's like, I feel like we're gonna have to make sprites for all these Ele-mon eventually if we want to make sure they all have gifted forms.
Yeah. And make sure that they're in the game.
Right. Oh.
Snail, this one doesn't have an image yet, because I'm still working on it. I made this one
You okay?
I'm trying to think, and also my dad was yelling, and I wanted to make sure he wasn't calling me. The origin story for this Ele-mon is unique. I was walking home from school, and I looked in front of me, and I saw this collection of bush. And as I looked at it, I'm like, huh, that's kind of in the shape of a snail. And so I took a picture of it, and I took a pen, because I have a pen with a stylus, and I went and I clicked markup, and I drew the outline of a snail around the shape of the bush. And then I'm like, idea, make it a snail but covered in moss. So if you're wondering, hey, that kind of sounds like Wotian, I made this before I knew that those 4 legendaries existed. So,
What?
Yeah.
That reminds me of like restricted mode, the rule set that I have as a self-imposed challenge. It's like I made that rule set before even knowing a hardcore Nuzlocke exists, which is after looking at it, a restricted mode like the rule set that I made is essentially just a hardcore Nuzlocke light edition.
Okay. Moss that covers Snail's back and shell is very squishy and acts as padding. This padding makes Snails able to take attacks better than other Ele-mon. It's stone, nature stone. Sorry, plant stone. We need to fix that.
Oh, now you get to see what the plant element was before we named it the plant element.
We called it that. We talked about that.
Did we? I don't
Talked
think
about
we
that
did.
already. Yes, we did. We said it was originally called nature, but we changed it to plant.
Well, then I don't remember that. Either way, it has delay strike, roly poly, vine snap, and forecast. The power is something that I didn't come up with, which is one of those weird like it feels kind of weird because all like the numbers that I try to make, all trying to be like more easy to calculate numbers, like 50% more damage essentially means it does 1.5 damage, which is essentially just if you have like 50, take half of 50 and then add 50 and then the half of 50 so that you can calculate it. So that's the total damage you're doing.
Yeah.
We're dealing 5%, so that's already kind of a big like issue that I have. But I didn't make the power, so Yahtzee,
It's
explain it.
5% rounded up. So, like, if it's 3.14159, no.
This isn't
It's like
pi.
3.758, it'd be 3.9, right? So, or 4. It'd be 4, basically.
And that's something I didn't actually know. Is this like power like always like when you get attacked or when like just once?
It's when you get attacked.
Okay. Cause like if it was just once, then this would probably be like the worst power ever because like
Yeah, no.
there's so much like better things that that like reduce damage like that. Here we go. Here are some more unfinished Ele-mon that I didn't get to because I don't know. Well, unfinished like these
Yeah.
like first three are like the others are not. Um, here we have Vrubba. It doesn't have a classification because I didn't think of one yet. It's a power element nullifier. It's neutral. Moveset is Water Drive, Crush, Magic Kick, and Range Shot. Despite having big mouths, they only eat small plants. Rubbas have thick layers of skin, making them be able to live in extreme cold and hot climates. I honestly don't know what I was thinking when I like made this. I think like the idea was to like have an Elmon be at least named like similarly to an enemy species in Paper Mario being Clubbas. Uh, but apart from that, I don't even know why I made this.
Hang on.
Are you gonna look that up? Or? Oh, Yahtzee's muted. Uh, not sure exactly what happened, but I guess I'm gonna show off this next one. Here we have Lubba Rubba. I'm kind of tempted in a way. I'm sort of tempted to make like a third transformation because I've actually been noticing when looking back at all of our Elmon, we do not have a lot of Elmon that transform twice. Like we only have like starters, I guess technically, and that's it. But oh well. Anyways,
I'm back.
Lubba
I've
Umbrella.
been called.
Ah, you are.
I've been called.
Element nullifier, neutral air this time. Still doesn't have a classification. Is Cloud Guard, Glide Strike, Dark Bind, and Supercharge. Uh, Lava Rubba likes to help people with aerial tasks. If they sense danger, they will either solve the problem with attacks or with friendly dances. So hopefully it goes with the latter option.
Why does it say if they senses danger?
I also you do realize my English is terrible, right?
Oh, but you completely brushed over the fact that it says senses and said sense.
You do realize my English is terrible.
I know, but you caught it and didn't mention anything.
Uh, it's whatever, I guess.
Anyways,
Um,
one more, because then I have to go.
This is actually the last one that actually has stuff
Okay,
for
good.
it.
This is Hebian. I made the name, and I also made the the category and the entry. This is Hebian, the healing frog Ele-mon. Hebian are very territorial. They don't like anyone getting into its space, not even other Hebian. However, if they see an injured Ele-mon, they won't resist to help them.
Fun fact, I like made like half the description. Like when I think I stopped at like not even other Hebian. I think that's when I stopped and then like Yahtzee was like, well, if it's supposed to be like a healing frog Elmon, like it needs to like actually, like the description makes no sense because of that. So we had to add that little bit, which was
Yeah, it's acid magic. It can learn poison tip dart, orb drain, helper mindset, and normal yawn.
doesn't have a power because we haven't given it one, and that's just because yeah. And these next Elmon are unfinished. They do not have names, movesets, descriptions, classifications. I don't even think they have elements. So no. But I do want to
Just
show
no.
off this stuff. Um,
Those
so
are
here's
the original art.
Yeah, this was the original art versus the sprite model that I made. I mean, I like what I did here for at least Blaze. I don't know how much I feel about Scundon.
I like the shading that you added from the like nose.
Oh yeah, I don't know why I did that because I really did not need to do that.
But it looks good. I love that it looks really flat.
Oh yeah. Also, one for like the only thing I don't really like about the sprite is I feel like I made its body too rectangular, but it's whatever. And then here we have its evolution,
and
which I did not put as much effort into it, but I still try to make it similar.
Though, like at its legs on its bottom towards the right, you can see that giant extra limb that was just taken off.
Yeah, I don't know what this was for, so I was like, especially since it doesn't really make sense to have like 9 limbs, so I was like, nah, I'm just gonna cut this off because this looks too weird and complicated to try to make, even though it really is just adding an extra arm. But it's fine. I still.
Hang on, go back. I want to show off one more thing. Back a bit more.
Oh, I thought you didn't want to show this off.
One more. This is Bat Void. I love it. This was the first iteration of Noctoisin. And I was like, nah. This needs to be saved as a legendary kind of thing, man. It's too bad.
I don't know what this was. Also, if we go down, we'll actually see the original model for Eel Trick, which is this. Why is there a Quilava picture? Because like when I was looking at this element, I realized that it's like face, at least like actually more like its eyes, but like its kind of face looks sort of similar to Quilava.
I agree.
Like that's something I somewhat noticed accidentally when I was like looking at this. I was like, wait, the way the face looks, it actually looks like Quilava. I don't remember what it was. I think it was in computer science or something when we were in school still.
Anyways, that's Ele-mon.
I think that's everything. There's not really.
Not literally everything, except for the card game stuff and gameplay at the bottom. But we don't need to go over that.
Not yet, at least.
Not yet. No. God no. Sorry, Arceus no.
But yeah, here we go.
It.
Well, let me show you to the front page. Here you go. So that's all the Ele-mon. We still need to do like I guess one other video that's just showing off the other stuff, but that's not important right now.
And yeah.
Do you have an ending thing you want to say?
If I make a game, you will put a playthrough on it. In fact, we'll do a soul link. That's probably a really bad idea. It's probably gonna take me a long time, but I am making a game for this. I'm making a bunch of the sprites for everything and whatnot, and putting code together, making the battle stuff work. So yeah, I will finish that up. Probably gonna take me like a year, but yeah, when I'm done, we'll put a playthrough of it and whatnot, and that'll be fun.
It should be. Well, I'm ending here, so thank you much for watching, and I'll see you another time. You let an 8-ball fall. Goodbye!